I'm in Nundle today. So Nundle's kind of famous for gold. Whoa, it's smelly here. It's a waft of dead animals. So I thought I'd come down here and just get off the track from everybody else and see if I could find a little spot to try gold panning. It looks pretty wet. So I don't know, this might be a bad spot. We'll see what happens. Looks like there's been a lot of water through here. I was chatting to some of the locals and they were saying that because there's been water through here, that, you know, maybe it's sort of stirred up some old gold and it's sort of settling in here somewhere. So I thought I'd come down and give it a go. I'm gonna go over here a little bit. Like, here's some good stuff. I don't know, like what I read, because I did a little bit of research and some Googling and stuff, is that you kind of go somewhere. Look at that. I don't know where that water's coming from. Yeah, I made it. Didn't die. Thought I'd try doing some stuff down here. You know, I forgot was the pan. I'll be back in a second. So that's my first attempt at gold panning. I don't think there's anything in there. I don't expect to find anything, to be honest with you, but you know, it's a fun way to kill some time while I'm out and about doing things. The theory is that the heavy gold sort of settles and the light stuff keeps moving. My understanding is it's kind of where things have obstructions and it can fall behind it like a current. So I don't know how this works, but again, I just watched YouTube videos and stuff like that, like all of us do these days. That's how we learn anything now, isn't it? I'm assuming it will just jump out when you see it. It's a bit of fun though. So, I don't know, like this area here where it sort of settles. People dig and stuff, I don't know. I don't have anything to dig with. And I don't know if I'm on someone's property here or not. So, you know, general rules, be nice to people, don't fuck around with their shit. Be respectful, all that sort of stuff. You know, I thought about when I was doing this, first started doing this YouTube. Oh, by the way, this whole thing is really not about me showing you mining for gold or anything, but it's just to create interaction, so you'll like and subscribe so we can help get enough money to make a movie with you guys online. That's all this is about. It's just me out doing stuff while, you know, that's all happening. And I've got to get in and keep writing the script with you, and I've been playing with AI to learn how to do that, you know. Or maybe I'll find a big chunk of gold and we'll fund the film that way. That'd be fun. I like doing fun stuff. Well, I don't see big money in there at all. I'm assuming it would just sort of jump out at you, but who knows. And they say this black stuff is kind of better. I don't know. I don't know any of it really. I'm just making it up and just throwing a few of these pans in here, and I'll get bored and then I'll go do something else. So this cost me $29. So far gold mining owns me $29. They say you can go out here for days and then not find anything. I just ran into a fella down the road and I asked him how he was going. And he said, oh, I haven't found anything. I think that's what everyone would say, right? Like if you found gold or not found gold, you'd say you found nothing? Like what would you tell people so they can jump in on your spot? I'm assuming that's how it goes. It's still kind of Wild West in the gold fields, I think. You know? Nah, I don't see nothing. It's really cold at the moment. It's still winter out here. So, but I've been doing a lot of coastal stuff, so I thought I'd do some, you know, bush stuff. So I actually grew up in the country, so I'm really comfortable out on river banks and in the hills and, you know, around animals and things. This is more calming, like being by a river, than it is being by the ocean, I think. You know, the ocean's very volatile, unless it's like an estuary or something like that where, you know, you've got the brackish water where it's kind of not wild. When water's wild, it's crazy, and the ocean's kind of the wildest water there is, isn't it? You know, like it might look calm, but there's still a lot of movement happening, a lot of things going on beneath the surface. So, I don't know. I've always been real comfortable out in the bush. I used to take off for days and just go camping and just be alone. It's just nice to be away from everyone. So I think where these big rocks are, out in the middle of the water, that's kind of where the good spots are. I don't know. I don't know what the go is. I'll do a few more pans and then I'll get bored and move on and do something else. So I just grabbed a pan from just on the riverbank there. There's some just grass. I'll show you in a second. I'll spin the camera around. And I did look into it, and they say that, you know, when it gets flooded and all that sort of stuff, that it can end up higher in the riverbanks. And we've had a lot of floods through here. I was just chatting to a few of the locals when I was getting a coffee this morning. Got to start every day with a coffee. And they were saying that because there's been floods through here, there might be new gold ore washed up, which I guess is what people are excited about. And I asked him what sort of season, and he was like, there's no season for gold. It's like, if there's gold there, there's gold there. That makes sense to me. Like, why would it be weather dependent, apart from like rain and stuff? I don't know what I'm doing. I've just seen them swirl it back and forth. I mean, I did this when I was a kid. You know, we'd go out and do some stuff, but they had a black pan and a blue pan. I grabbed the black one because I just sort of figured it'd be easy to see the gold standing out on black. But the dude in the shop was like, it really just depends on your eyes, because he was saying that dress that people couldn't work out if it was gold or black or whatever it was. He's just saying it's like a perception thing that people have with colors like that. So it really just comes down to whatever you can see the gold easiest on. Sorry, I saw something that looked kind of yellow there, but I don't know what it is. It could just be stone. All these stones around here are yellow. It's got this real little groove side. I don't know if you saw it before, but I'm hoping that if anything's going to get caught, I can get it caught in there. And I don't have one of them little squishy bottles. They have like a little bottle that sucks it up. So even if I do find gold, I don't know if I could even collect it. But I told the dude in the shop that if I strike it big, I'll come back and buy a bunch of stuff from him. Alright, let's go grab something somewhere else. So I just grabbed some more. What I've seen people do is they just go to different spots. Obviously they have knowledge and know what they're doing. I clearly do not. And then they just keep trying different areas until they find something, and then they just dig deeper in that area. That makes sense. Like, you're just sort of spotting initially, aren't you? Just trying to find stuff. I'm sure there's a technique here of water to ratio and splashability and all that sort of stuff. I mean, it's definitely pretty, and I find all this sort of stuff, again, just sort of peaceful and relaxing. You know, if you find stuff, great. If you don't find stuff, I don't think it really matters. A little bit like fishing. Someone said to me the other day, that's why it's called fishing and not catching. That makes sense. So another spot. So I don't want to go too deep in this dude's property. I don't know who it is. They might come out with a gun and just blow my head off. Which, you know, interesting, I guess. But who would then edit the video? That's my problem then, you know. Wow, this water's so fresh, man. It was -5 degrees last night in the van. I was a bit concerned. I didn't know how the van would handle -5. But it was okay. I was a bit worried about the battery shutting down because apparently it's got a temperature control on it. This might be my last pan, I think. Get a bit, what's the point? Maybe I'll go somewhere else, have a look around. Alright, don't know if you can see anything there with a light. So this is the Peel River. It's kind of the main river around these sort of areas, and it flows down into Tamworth, which is kind of where I'm originally from, out in the bush out here. Imagine though, having a property that has a river in it that has gold. Man, that's amazing. I think it'd be a lot more fun if you found gold though. Alright, I'm going to try one more spot just here. So you see where that grass and stuff is there? The stuff coming out of the water, and they've got that little bank there. So where it sort of settles, because apparently the theory is when it's fast moving, no gold drops because it's heavier than most other stuff. But if the water's moving too fast, it doesn't drop. But if you find areas where it pulls up or sort of settles down, or down here where it's got like those little areas where it's got like a rock and then the water flows over and then sort of settles down behind it, then the gold can drop down if it's sort of still enough for it to happen. So I don't know, I might just try one more there and then call it quits. Yeah, but this is the thing. So it's got the smooth stuff for the real big chunks. That big one for the thing, when you get to the finer area, it's got this little finer one. So I'm assuming that's how it works. Again, I don't know. I'm just trying stuff. So if I had like boots, I'd probably get down there deeper. But right here, there's like, settle down a little bit here. So I'll throw out some of those big ones. I was going to use my hand to scoop up some stuff. Things like gold and silver are just more stable. And I think part of it is the fun of getting it as well, you know. Well, I've got a lot of rocks on that one. No big gold chunks there. Wouldn't that be gold, right? Like wouldn't that be gold? Wouldn't that be good? Like you just pull out like this massive chunk of gold. like, I guess that's the thing with gold stuff, is it's always about the life change. I guess exactly the same as filmmaking as well. So don't forget, like and subscribe, because I'm trying to get enough people so that YouTube can fund a feature film that we write together online. I guess the thing is like, it's about that, you know, that life-changing amount of money or whatever, you know, like, so you do a film project, or you do a job for something, or you're mining for gold, or whatever it is. It's like, the little wins are great, and that's what keeps you alive and keeps you going and everything. But what we all really want is that one big win, isn't it? You know, you do one thing and then that's it, you're done. You don't have to do anything. I kind of look at it a little bit like, you know, those one-hit wonder song people or one-hit wonder film people. It sort of happens a lot in creative, you know. They do one song and then they disappear, and then people go, oh, look at those losers. Like, well, are they really the losers if they walk away with, you know, a few $1 million for doing something once, and it's only like 3 minutes, or, you know, if it's a feature film and they, you know, rack up, you know, several millions for their feature as profit in their pocket. Wow. I don't see any of that makes you a loser. That makes you the winner, right? Like, if you have to do something for the whole life, although obviously we do stuff because we enjoy it, so let's take that bit out of the equation, right? That's just silly talk. Everyone knows that. But it's like, if you manage to do something and then you get that huge payout, and then you just kind of remove yourself from society or whatever, just live off your investments and things, then how is that losing? I see that as total winning. I gotta be honest, I don't know what would be gold or what would be these little colourful stones. Like I know. There we go. I don't know, I don't think I'm good enough to even spot it. Anyway, I'll give you a look at that one. Can you see it? I don't know. Do we see gold in there anyway? Am I throwing away gold? I thought maybe that bit there could be gold, but I think he's just like a little bit of stone or something. This one here. Oh yeah, he's just a little bit of stone. Alright, so it is what it is. So, this is a bit of Nundle here. Very pretty. That's me, don't know what I'm doing. Little local up there, slowed down. Must have checked me out, thought I was just doing nothing wrong. It's probably right. Oh, didn't die. There you go. Little barrier stuff there to set up your fence line, but stop big chunks going through. There you can see there's been a lot of water through here. So, all up to there. You can see how high it went on the bank up there. You see where it's ripped the fence up there near the tree. So it's been that high. So where I'm standing now would have been completely underwater. Wow. That's what I mean, man. Like, when water gets going, water is wild. There's not much you can do to it. It just kind of keeps going. It's water. Yeah, look at it all. Flatten. Man, that must have been scary. Alright. That was me giving gold panning a go. So it's cold at the moment, so we don't have to worry about snakes at the moment, but generally if you're in Australia, stomp your feet a lot, make a lot of noise when you're walking through the bush. That way you're bound to be a little bit safer. Look at this, this is iconic kind of Aussie stuff. Oh, so I just filmed stock footage for you as well, so if you ever want to use any of the stock footage, just go for it.